for some reason, I don't know why we do it. It's becoming more normal, but the circumstances are still the same. It is very unsafe for a bunch of women. First off, it's very unsafe for a bunch of women to be out without men in especially foreign countries or other areas, right? And then the world looks weird when you see a bunch of married women by themselves. Like nowhere on earth do people be like, what the hell are they doing here? Oh, look at them going on the boat with dudes that are not their husband. Their husband ain't been like, you see what I'm saying? So I don't know.
You know that recent incident that happened in Mexico? If her boyfriend would have came, I doubt that would have happened to her.
Do y'all think it's okay for either or to go on like guys trips or girls trips if you're married?
No.
Do you think polygamy is okay?
No.
Then
for me, personal choice. No, let me rephrase that. Yes, I think it's okay for those who choose it. Is it okay for me? No. At least not at this stage in my life. That might change. I told y'all I'm open to it if I'm about to die.
Well, no girls trip.
I'm of the opinion that everybody needs to reset. And if you got married and you trust your person, then either you trust them completely or you don't. Period. Like, that's what it comes down to. Either you trust them or you don't. And if you don't trust them, why the hell did you marry them? But as for my chick, hell no.
I was like, where the hell is the shoe gonna drop?
Wait, why though? Why would, if you trust, based on what you said, if you trusted them, why wouldn't you?
I will say,
if you trust your partner, why wouldn't you be okay with them going on a guy's trip or a girl's trip?
Because we can't.
My partner is definitely not going to be a guy.
Here's the traditional answer: it's okay for men. It's not okay for women. Sorry.
Why?
You seen the movie Taken, right?
Uh-huh.
It's biographical. Just think about that and don't go on no girls trips.
Yeah.
Well, so
that was just with one girl. One girl got taken.
That is actually where I'm at with it, because for some reason I don't know why we do it. It's becoming more normal, but the circumstances are still the same. It is very unsafe for a bunch of women. First off, it's very unsafe for a bunch of women to be out without men in especially foreign countries or other areas, right? And then the world looks weird when you see a bunch of married women by themselves. Like nowhere on earth do people be like, what the hell are they doing here? Oh, look at them going on the boat with dudes that are not their husband. Their husband ain't been, like, you see what I'm saying? So I don't know.
You know that recent incident that happened in Mexico? If her boyfriend would have came, I doubt that would have happened to her. You know what I'm talking about? It's Shantina Robinson or something? Shaquela, yeah.
Wasn't there an incident where the guys got shot? They were with the girls. The guys got killed.
I think they was going to.
Oh no, that was the lady going to get. Well, they got hemmed up by the cartel.
They were drug
There's nothing you could do in that. They thought they were a rival Caribbean gang. Like they they had dreads and stuff. So I don't know if people know this. Like Costa Rica has like Caribbean people in it too, like black people. It. So they thought they were some of those dudes and ran up on them.
Man, they was down there trying to buy fentanyl, man. We all know why he was down there.
But go ahead, Inaz.
So to the people who are open to polygamy, and we're gonna say polygyny, right? Is it cool if your co-wives take a trip, or is it just like other girlfriends that are not allowed to?
That's a good question.
No, that's
wives trip. Wives trip.
Good question.
It's a couples trip.
Look, I really, in all honesty, I don't care if I'm gonna make you my wife. Real talk. If I'm gonna make you my wife, I'm gonna trust you either way, because keep in mind that I travel for work, and like I'm at work at least 8-9 hours a day. You could be doing damn near anything. So either I trust you or I don't. Like some guys aren't cool with it. I personally don't care.
They could. I think they could.
Yeah, I don't know if it's about trust. It's more about safety than anything.
I was gonna say, if I was into that, I would plant a snitch in the group.
I don't know. I plan on getting a $400,000 insurance policy. So I mean,
well, one thing
for women,
guys say things about safety, and not to say that something can't happen. But what I was going to say is women are trained to travel in groups as a safety measure anyway. Like, we're accustomed to doing that because of safety. So, like,
I'm not
saying it that way. What I'm saying is,
it's not going to work though.
I think the world is starting to grow a little intolerant of all of this freedom that women have, simply because it's setting bad examples for the women in the culture wherever you're going. So I know in the Arabic country, they're about tired. They're about tired. So now they're starting to practice more feminism. Look at these women alone, but we can't ignore the fact that as the more independence and more freedom that women get, the more the violations and crime against them, the higher it gets. So those things are going up hand in hand. So more women are coming home in body bags and not coming home at all, right? As this goes up, I don't ever see the reason for a woman leisure trip without her husband once she's married. I don't see the reason.
But see, this is where I tell you in terms of the difference between why I wasn't sure would I be considered modern or not. Because in our marriage, both of us go on trips. Like, he's just gone for his guy's trip. I didn't go on my girl's trip this year because I wanted to go somewhere specific and they changed it. And then I said, never mind, I'd rather not go. And so him and I are, going to be renewing our vows in August. So I said, I'll just use that extra money to go towards that.
I didn't know. So I'm gonna bring it up again. So I'll bring up the vow thing we were talking about again in a few months. All right.
Yeah. So yes, it will be our 20 year.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that.
I'm gonna change the wording around and send you some new vows to the one I sent you.
Seychelles. I will not be getting on my knees doing those that vow.
I'm gonna fly. I'll fly to the chalets myself.
Let me before I forget, because Mike said he didn't think that those Bible verses were for men. So let's I do have them handy here.
She brought receipts. Back there looking it up.
She brought receipts.
No, they were already here. They were already here. I knew God needed to show up today. It's Sunday, so I had them on hand.
Sugar Mike, can you look up the inverse of what she about to say?
Sure.
Man,
I wouldn't lie about the Bible. Now, what
interpretation is a real thing.
Let me see now. Let me find it. I don't know which one is which because y'all know my eyes bad. Give me a second while I look and see which one. Damn, my phone did. Shit. Sorry. Let's see if this is. I'm gonna do it real fast.
You heard her, Hank, right?
I was about to say something.
You heard her. Call her out.
Okay, so here goes some stats. Can y'all see that?
No, I can't.
Go to the little. So if you go to the right dots on the side of your thing, and you can zoom it.
Blow it up.
That's what Trigger Mike said though. It says whoever commits adultery with a woman is out of his mind. By doing so, he corrupts his own soul. Adultery is with a married woman, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I said it.
All right, go to the next one though.
Remember, this is why we have pastors to interpret.
But that's also
you still on this.
I can't see it. So.
Never commit adultery is Exodus 20:14. Hebrews 13:4. Let marriage be kept honorable in every way, and the marriage bed undefiled. For God will judge those who commit sexual sins, especially those who commit adultery. So if you're supposed to be a virgin when you're married, that might be a sexual sin, and then adultery. So men sleeping with, which is what Trigger Mike was saying. I think it reinforces Trigger Mike's point.
Let's look up adultery. I just thought that can be either or. Like if it's adultery.
That's what I thought my whole life.
Okay.
That's what I thought my whole life. When someone put it to me like that, and they were basically saying it's not that men can go out and do whatever they want. It's the expectations that men and the steps that they must take if they decide to be with other women. Like I've heard this really broken down a lot of ways. So that's why I said it's debatable. I didn't say it was right. I said debatable.
So adultery didn't mean that it's just either a man or woman that is having a sexual relationship with somebody who's married.
Right, but
so you're saying it is not what I think, Mike. What you're saying is the general definition that we typically go by is that is a sexual relationship between a married person who isn't their spouse.
Yep.
But what you're saying is biblically, or that's being debatable, is that it's when the husband steps out.
And you know why that sounds like a new age definition? The usage of the word spouse. I don't think traditionally when they were talking about this, they were using the word spouse, which was interchangeable. I think
so understand that
they added it. They added it in the New Testament. I think they added it in the New Testament.
Okay, so real fast though, it says, "For God will judge those who commit sexual sins." Then there's a comma, and then especially. So sexual sins. So when we talk about sexual sins, you're also talking about fornication, which also includes lust. Meaning you can be lustful even with the eyes. You not even touch her, but because you have lust for her, you are committing a sin in the Bible.
Yes.
So that is period. It had nothing to do with adultery. It has something to do with sexual sin.
Well, we all born in sin, so I guess they accept.
I'm done.
That's a Christian belief. Don't put that on everybody.
Well, remember the Hebrews verse basically separates the two. It says commit sexual sins especially. So all sexual sins are egregious, but adultery is especially
for real.
Yeah.
And it also piggybacks that that's one of the only sins that he gives you permission to leave the marriage for.
Yep. Most
sexual immorality.
Yep.
Fornication.
So damn, I wish I could go back and ask this guy. He was at a party or something explaining this. Why men couldn't do it. But he was like, nobody knew he was a pastor the whole time. So he's breaking it down. But damn, what did you say, Harrison Davis, just now? I was about to piggyback off.
Oh yeah, it was just fornication, sexual immorality. Now it was only Christ that said that if you lust in your heart, that you're also committing adultery. Now some people do argue that was more hyperbole than actual, like him saying like, yo, you can't be lusting.
Yeah, but that's people who add things to the Bible, because people do that too. So we're going to go by what he says.
Let's read those super chats. I'm getting tired. I can't braid my hair like Shan. Maybe I can, but
oh yeah, I'm not braiding my hair. It's gonna go up in a bun.
No, stop.
Is birth control a sin?
That's for you, Mike. That's all for you, Mike.
Is birth control a sin?
I think it is. I think it is a sin possible.
Don't Catholics believe it is?
Some people don't believe in any type of drugs, period. Like if you like I don't even think Jehovah's Witnesses want you taking.
Did you say Jehovah's
Witnesses?
Jehovah.
I'm from Alabama. We gonna put we put some swag to them words, honey.